Hey guys, I'm going to be testing niche fragrances again. So I did my replica video, I did my first time ever trying niche fragrances. I ordered from Fragrance Line and I think Lucky Scent. Maybe I lied, but I did order from Lucky Scent and that order will be coming soon. So I'll be doing another niche sampling video. And you guys, I've had trouble finding a niche fragrance that I feel like is worth the price. And I just want to start this video off by clarifying a couple of things because I will be being very critical of these fragrances because to me, they are very expensive. Maybe for your budget, a 200 or none of these are 300, I think, but a $200+ fragrance is reasonable. And I understand if you save up for it, like I could save up for it. But for me, since it is double the price of designer fragrances or triple the price of celebrity fragrances, sometimes I feel like I don't think it's worth the money for me to purchase a fragrance that is not super unique or interesting or something that I'm personally obsessed with. So even if I say some negative things about these fragrances, it's just me coming from the perspective of the cost of the fragrance and just the fact that I can smell just as good for an affordable price or with other perfumes that I like better. I don't know if that helps put it into perspective. Let's just get started. First is Cassily by Parfums de Marly. So I did talk about Delina in my first niche fragrances video and I liked it, but I did feel like I've smelled it a lot before. Maybe I know it's a popular fragrance online. I guess I just didn't realize it was popular in my area because I swear I've smelled that fragrance a lot. It's gorgeous, it's very well balanced, it does smell expensive. But something to know about me is I'm not obsessed with rose. So when it comes to rose fragrances, I'm not going to go out of my way to purchase an expensive one because I don't even love the smell of rose in general. I love rose when it's well blended and there's so many other things going on, so it helps complement it. Rose smells great. It's fresh, it's floral, but for me, if it's the main focus, I'm just not with it. Anyway, Cassily is a completely different fragrance. This is a lot sweeter for sure. So I'd say it's like the little sister. So this has red currant. This also has rose, but this is what I'm talking about. The rose is not the main focus here. You can smell it, but there's just so much else going on. It has plum. It has frangipani, which I smell it, but it's not your typical frangipani where it smells a bit tropical. It has Petalia, mimosa, but mimosa is apparently a flower, so anyway, don't think it's a mimosa. It has tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood. So honestly, as a gourmand lover, this is too sweet. Maybe I'm overspraying. Some people say that this is peachy. I think y'all might just be getting confused with the bottle, or maybe not. It's a little sour. Something about it is sour. Maybe it's that red currant, maybe it's the plum. Sour, sweet, very sweet with florals. So just a fruity floral. I do not want a full bottle of it. It's a gorgeous bottle. I love the peach bottle. I think it's a very well blended composition. It smells fine. It smells great. It's a little headache inducing for me. So moving on to Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. So don't hate me. I don't think this is worth all of the hype it gets. I think it's only getting that hype because of Rihanna. This allegedly is her signature scent. It's scaring me how much this smells like something and I cannot put my dang finger on it. It must have been a lip gloss I had or some sort of makeup product because I love makeup. I'm looking at all this makeup in front of me, but I had a huge makeup phase where I was just trying all types of things. This might smell like a setting spray. I don't know what it is, but I was looking on Forget hoping somebody would say it and I didn't find anything. It smells like a lip gloss I've had. I know it, but I don't know which one. Anyway, a lot of people say that this is Orange Blossom Marshmallow vibes. I can see that. This is everybody's favorite Orange Blossom. This has caramel, jasmine, sugar, all these notes, neroli. It's very pretty, but you know what? Okay, Cassily, fruity floral, a little bit sour, and then Love Don't Be Shy is very sweet and florals. So if you want a niche gourmand, this is the way to go. Personally, I don't find it to be worth the cost. But anyway, I'm just gonna move right along. This is Chocolate Greedy from Montale. So like I said, I got a lot of Montale fragrances and I loved this one immediately. I said this in a past video, it just smells like Chips Ahoy cookies, which sounds terrible. I just went from saying Love Don't Be Shy is this or that, and this is very childish, if you will, but honestly, I think this is a mature take on chocolate. It has tonka bean, which I love tonka bean, and that completely balances it out. It has cacao, vanilla, and dried fruits and coffee. So I think the coffee and the dried fruits really bring it down to earth and prevent it from being too chocolatey. It does stay chocolate throughout the wearing of the fragrance, which is great because I want to smell like chocolate. This would be great for mixing. So if you think that this is a little too simple, which I don't think it's simple, but if you do think that, mix it with, you know, maybe a coffee perfume or a rose perfume, and then you'll get like roses and chocolate vibes. I already ordered a full bottle of this because I love it. So next is Mukhallat by Montale. So this has strawberries, almonds, balsam. So a lot of people describe this as a plastic strawberry smell, and I have to agree. I think this is unique. I think it's interesting, but I can't help but find it a bit headache inducing. I like how sweet it is, but I just don't know where would be the right time and place to wear this. I think this would be good for maybe like a birthday party or just going out in general. I still think, for me, when I smell it, I don't love it. So there's just no reason for me to purchase a full bottle, but I will mess around with this sample and see how I feel about it. But for now, it's something that I find super intriguing. I just think maybe it would be for a different person with a different personality. Okay, next is Intense Cafe by Montale. So you have to smell this really hard to get the coffee note, at least in my experience, because the rose is so overpowering. This is a simple fragrance. It just has florals, rose, coffee, vanilla, amber, musk. This is nice. It's very popular, but for me, I think Chocolate Gritty is more interesting and unique. So I really don't have much to say about that one, honestly. Okay, next is Pulp by Byredo. And so they are a very expensive niche house and they have tons of fragrances, but a lot of them are like a little too unique for me, which is great because then that means they're worth the price. You're not gonna find anything like what they're making. But ooh, I forgot how this smelled for a second. And this is a scent profile that I thought I would love. It's very fruity. Top notes of black currant, bergamot, it has some cardamom. Middle notes of fig, red apple, tiare flower, and base notes of praline, peach blossom, and cedar. So this makes it sound like it would be a wholesome, fruity scent. There is bergamot in the opening, but besides that, like, you're good. But this is very, very, very sour. If you want a sour, fruity fragrance, this is the one for you. Like, no need to look any further. Anyway, this is nice. I'm not getting the praline at all. I feel like this is not balanced enough, but I get it. It's the vibe. This is supposed to be pulp, like sour fruit pulp. That's all I really have to say about it. Definitely sample before buying. Definitely sample. As you should always do, but especially with that one. Okay, then we just have some more Montales and then we're done. I have Sweet Vanilla here. This is just vanilla and apricot. So Montale's not that expensive, but I think it's expensive enough to where you don't need to spend $70 or $80, depending on where you get it. It might even be $100 on Sweet Vanilla. It's just too simple. But if you are a sucker for vanilla and apricot and you like very basic, simple scents, then this could be for you. And then we have Vanilla Cake by Montale. They have a couple of vanillas. They have Vanilla Ecstasy. They have Vanilla Absolute, which I did order that sample, coming soon. But anyway, I thought Cake would be a good one, but it's not my favorite. It smells kind of what I asked for. So literally it has that artificial note like Montale does. It is buttercream icing on a vanilla cake. It has meringue, milk, Madagascar vanilla, caramel, and almond. This is nice if you love cheesy, simple gourmands, which I thought I did. You'll like this, but for me this is too simple. You could get something similar at Bath & Body Works. You do not need to purchase it for a Montale price tag. It's nice, it's good. If you want to buy it for the packaging or just to say you have a Montale fragrance, great, but not for me. And then we have Mango Manga. This is the last one. And so when I smelled this for the first time, I was immediately so impressed and I loved it. But of course I read the reviews and I started getting my opinion messed with, which is not good. I mean, you should stick to your own opinions, but they kind of made me realize aspects of this scent that I did not realize. So smelling it now, I'm like, ugh. But when I first smelled it, I loved it. So it has mango and orange, it has ylang ylang and white florals, and then it has oud, oak moss, cedar, and vetiver in the base notes. So a lot of earthy notes. So think about it. It's like earthy notes mixed with mango orange, which I initially thought it was so unique, and it still is. Like, it's so interesting. It is a juxtaposition. It's unique. Again, montale always has a slightly artificial sense to it, but anyway, you can smell the earthy tones. The ylang ylang is, I don't like ylang ylang unless it's very well disguised or very well blended, and in here it pulls that dirty bitter note, which I think is just what the fragrance was going for, and it's so unique. I don't think you would find much else like this on the market. So either montale can be very basic with vanilla cake and sweet vanilla, or they can be innovative and interesting. So a lot of people say it smells like rotten mango, and I mean, if you're looking at the dirty ylang ylang note and the earthiness and the mango, it does combine to be a little bit unpleasant. Maybe try mixing this with something. People's opinions don't always sway me. People have said that Thank You Next smells like pickles and all this stuff, and it does kind of smell like pickles now that people mentioned it to me, but I still love that fragrance. I still think it's great. I think this is not the same situation. I think people were right, and it does bother me, unlike the pickles and Thank You Next or whatever. Anyways, you guys, I have more niche fragrances on the way, mostly from House of Oud. I'm so excited to receive those because I'm hoping that I can eventually find a niche house that I love. I do like montale. I love chocolate greedy, but it's been a lot of misses for me. I really like Replica. I filmed that video. Go check it out. I'm not balling here, so it is hard to justify spending money on some of these fragrances if I'm not absolutely in love, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I'm critical, and I haven't purchased a full-size niche fragrance yet, except for Chocolate Greedy. That was my very first one. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.